So this is a picture book about the great Django Reinhardt. And he was a jazz musician, and his story is quite interesting. So we're going to read this book, and you're going to take an SRC quiz on it afterward. Django, World's Greatest Jazz Guitarist by Bonnie Christensen. And the art in this book is beautiful, so they're gonna be really interested in this. Django, by Bonnie Christensen. Belgium, January 23rd, 1910. Dogs bark, banjos talk, dinners boil in black pots. A laugh, a screech, a baby cries. Django is born. His father's violin sings. Bells ring in a far-off town. Always moving place to place, country to country. No school, no reading, no writing. Hard life everywhere. Work at this, work at that. Hard life. Wood smoke always in his eyes. His clothes, wisps of smoke escape their fires. Float on music to the stars. Ah, music. So this family, they don't get to go to school. They're often moving. But his father plays music, and so does he. Music. Sighing, weeping, singing, laughing, breathing, reeling, spinning. Heels kicking, toes clicking. Feels like home. Dancers twirling, faster, faster. Dizzying darkness past the fires. Heartbeats drumming, breathless singing. Float on music to the stars. Little Django, trout tickler, hedgehog hunter, catches fish or meat for dinner. Games of chance and movie lover, left abandoned by his father. So when he was young, his father abandoned him. Now in Paris making music, sweet duets on busy corners, listening here, learning there, picking melodies fine and full, dreams evolving into songs. Still a boy, he's playing dance halls, fingers flying down the fretboard, writing waltzes, making records, putting money on the table. Known around the streets of Paris, gypsy genius, prodigy boy. So when he moved to Paris, he played music at a very young age. And people really got to know him, and they thought he was a prodigy. A prodigy is someone who is like a genius at something. Django doesn't hear the chatter, listening to the saxes sigh, trombones moan, clarinets wail, jazz riffs curling through the night. Jazz American, jazz like Django. Moving, bending, changing, blending. Try that rhythm, stretch that measure, syncopation, twist that line. I just want you to see the words on the page in case it asks you about it in the SRC quiz. So he's playing at live jazz clubs at this point. Paris, 1928. So he was born in 1910, which means he's 18 now at this point. Through the smoky, sweaty dance hall cuts the king of Europe's jazz bands. Straight to Django makes an offer. Join my band and make the big time. Django smiles. So a bigwig in the music industry just asked him if he wanted to join his band, which means that he'll be able to make a career out of this. Lost in dreams and worlds of wonder, Django leaves the lights of Paris, taxis to the dark encampment, darker still inside his wagon, only light a bit of candle. Django dreaming of tomorrow as the candle falls. So what do you think's going to happen if a candle falls inside his wagon? Within a heartbeat something flashes, one flame leaps and then 1,000. Smoke and fire rip the night sky, blazing, burning everywhere. A scream, a screech, then footsteps running. Django struggles toward the doorway, falls, then rises up again. Pulled at last from the inferno, he's become a flame himself. So he caught fire. He was in a terrible fire in his wagon. And he was only 18 at this point, remember. Doctors shake their heads and murmur, such awful burns, that leg, that hand. The hand he used to fret guitar, burned so deeply, nearly useless. Doctors shake their heads and frown. So he's going to have a really big struggle here, right? He's in the hospital and look at his hands. He plays an instrument. Do you think that's going to be hard for him? Dreary ward in dreary hospital. Endless, hopeless months crawl by. Mending, healing, doing nothing. Silence, useless. What tomorrow? Then his brother brings a present, lays it silent on the bed. The doctors shake their heads and murmur, he'll never play guitar again. Endless silent months creep by, Django staring at the wall, useless. One day at last with bandage gone, all alone, no one listening. Django takes guitar in hand, right hand slowly strumming slowly, stiffly picking across the strings, while the famous left hand hardly moves. 2 fingers lay as still as stone. Every day he works that left hand, works the first 2 awkward fingers, works for weeks to get them moving, works for months to make them fly. Gradually he finds a new way, playing scales and chords and tunes. He finds a sound unique and new, keeps it to himself. Paris, 1930. So now he's 20 years old. Back at home, the music's soaring, singing, dancing, celebrating. Django breaks away a moment, then he's back with his guitar. Music slows. What's he doing? Looks of pity cross the circle. Left hand's useless. What's he thinking? Some shake their heads. Some look away. They think he can't play, right? Then Django starts in, slowly, slowly. Smiles flash across frowning faces. 2 fingers race along the fretboard, twist the tune and send it flying. Through the night sky to the stars, relief, amazement in the shadows, gleeful claps that urge him on. Django's only just beginning. Bright and brilliant stages waiting. Django's gypsy jazz guitar to float on music to the stars. Float on music to the stars. And here are some notes about him. And that's the book. He overcame quite a lot, right? It can inspire us to overcome our obstacles.